Tayo po ngayon ay nasa panahon na kung saan lahat ng tao ay nag-aalala, pati kami, pati men in uniform, sa taas ng bilihin, sa krisis na kinakaharap natin. At tulad nga po na nabanggit ko sa aming iglesia, bad news is war will not end. Ang kahirapan ng ating kabuhayan ngayon ay dulot ng digmaan. Mahinto man ang kasalukuyang giyera sa ibang bansa. Magpapatuloy yan uli sa ibang pagkakataon. Sana iwag, pero kaya ko po nasabing bad news because war will never end. Ang digmaan po na nagaganap ngayon ay tanda na si Kristo ay muling babalik. Bad news, digmaan, hirap ng buhay, hikahos ang maraming tao, mapipilit ang gumawa ng masama just to survive. But the good news is, kung Kristiyano po tayo, kung tunay tayong anak ng Diyos, kung tunay tayong mananampalataya kay Kristo, kung tunay po tayong naniniwala sa Diyos, these struggles, lahat ng ito ay magtatapos pagdating ng Panginoon. All these hardships are the beginning of sorrows. Parang isang babaeng napakasakit na ng kayang tiyan sapagat anytime she's in labor and in pain, but anytime lalabas ang bata, we are like laboring. We are all in pain. Pero sasabihin ko po sa inyo, paglabas ng bata, ginawa na po babae, at pagkatas ng pain na ito, darating na po si Kristo. And He would vindicate all of us. Tatapusin niya lahat ng suliranin. Ano po magiging kalasag natin? To be able to sumabay sa struggles. Let's live by faith. The only thing that would help us survive, hindi yung himutok, angil, ungol, bangayan, ilulubog lang tayo ng mga yan. But the only thing that we need to do for us to survive is to live by faith. Tulungan tayo ng Panginoong Diyos. Again, pati kami mga ministro, pati tayo mga men and women in uniform, lalo ng ating nasa pamahalaan, na hindi lamang labanan ng todo sa bayan ng pagpaparusa sa mga kurakot sa pamahalaan, kundi mabuhay din na may takot sa Diyos. So, live by faith. Mabuhay tayo as if talagang ang Diyos na lang ang tunay na pag-asa natin. Isang totoo naman na mabuhay tayo na wala na iniisip kundi ang pag-aani ng buhay ng kapwa natin, lalo na ating mamahal sa buhay. Huwag na nating dagdagan ang konsumisyon. Huwag na nating hayaang mabigatan pa ang pasanin ng ating mahal sa buhay. Let's think and ask God's wisdom and guidance para gumaan ang buhay ng ating pamilya. God, by His grace, will be able to help us. We only need to live by faith. In about 6 months from now, ano yung pinaka-naanasan yung mangyari sa inyong buhay? O in about 3 months from now, ano yung pinakahahangad ng inyong puso na gusto niyo makamit? Again, live by faith. Sinabi ng Hebrews 11:1, ang pananampalataya ay siyang kapanatagan sa mga bagay na hinihintay, ang katunayan ng mga bagay na di nakikita. Magtiwala po tayo sa Panginoon. Magtiwala tayo na magaganap, mangyayari ang inaasahan natin, at ipanatag mo yung loob mo na yung nais mo maganap. As long as you know it's God's will, mangyayari. Again, dapat po ang ating puso, kaisipan, buhay, pangarap, nakalinya sa nais ng Diyos. And rest assured, mga kapatid, sa mga nakikinig, if we align ourselves sa Diyos, He will align Himself sa atin. Muli magandang araw sa inyo lahat. Ito po si Fred de Guzman, ang life coach ng Squad 240 Salamat po sa inyong mga kapatid natin na nakikisama sa ating discussion. Kasama po natin ang Squad 240 na talaga pong kasamang mainam at magigiting na nagbabantay sa bayan ng Santa Maria. Patuloy niyo ipanalangin ang PNP from the high-ranking official to the lowest rank. So again, Mark 11:24, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. We have so many stories, for example, kung saan ako mismo nakaranas ng milagro ng Diyos. Simpleng bagay na for others it might be walang kwenta, pero para sa amin during that time, even now, I really appreciate what God did. One time we were going to different churches, sa mga church, pangangaral sa iba-ibang lugar, then ako nakiangkas sa isang motor at lagi ako nakikisakay dahil that time wala po tayong magamit. Salamat sa Panginoon sapagkat yung pastor nene na napakabuti. Kung naman sa tuwing sasaya ko sa kanya, napaplatan lagi. Obvious naman siguro. There was a time uwi kami, alang-aning oras. Wala na talagang bukas na organizing na flatan kami. At habang nag-isip kami kung sa kami makalalapit, naglalakad kami, takataka motor, it would take several hours para makauwi. Sabi ko, Panginoon, gusto ko makita paano kami pauuwiin. Habang lalakad kami, pagod na, all of a sudden, may bumubusina. Tagod ako, paghinto sa amin ng sasakyan, sabi sa akin ng driver, oh, saan ko? Nagot ako, yung kapatid ko. Sabi sa akin ng kapatid ko, ano ginagawa niyo rito? Sabi ko, ikaw tatanungin ko, bakit ka nadi dito? Sabi ko, naglalakad kasi kami dahil nagplatang kami. Sabi ko, ba't napunta ka rito? Alanganing lugar. Sabi sa akin, ako rin nagtataka bakit ako napunta rito. Hindi naman talaga dito, route ako eh. At sabi ko sa kanya, habang sinasakay namin yung motor sa jeep, sabi ko, ang dahilan kaya ka napunta rito para isakay mo kami. Tinugan na Diyos ang panalangin namin. Maganong bagay. At marami pa, kulang oras natin. Pero sasabi ko po sa inyo mga kapatid, like Abraham was told to become the father of many nations, para sa kanya that was so impossible sapagkat he was already 100 years old nung sinabihan siya. And Abraham kept hoping na totoong magaganap yun. Asawa niya during that time was 90 years old na. Sobrang lipas na kumbaga sa kapanahonan ng paglilihi at panganganak. But sabi ng Romans 4:18, magiging gayon ang iyong binhi. God promised Abraham that he will be the father of many nations. And mind you, baog po si Abraham. But by faith, nangyari po ang sinabi ng Bible. So sa ating panahon, how do we live by faith? Una sa lahat, let me tell you, face all the problems, but focus on His promises. Abraham did not deny the fact he was too old to have a child. Tulad niya, tayo, mga tao, lalo mga Kristiyano, we should recognize the realities ng ating situation. Ang mahal ng bilihin, sobrang mahal ng gas. Lahat na lang, yun lang pandak ang hindi tumaas. Biro nga na isa. Lahat, mapapamura ka sa mahal. Kuryente, tubig, lahat ng bilihin. Marinig mo pa na ilang mga tao na sumabrang dami ng ani, itinapon lang. Parang hindi naiisip ng mga kabarangay nila na kailangan nila na kung itatapon nyo, di pamigay nyo na lang para makain. Samut-sari pa, sinasabayan pa ng pagtaas ng lahat ng bilihin, ang pagnanakaw sa gobyerno, pagnanakaw, pagbalahura, pagsalaula sa pera ng bayan. Kaya ang daing natin, Panginoon, dumating ka na. Ngunit habang wala pa siya, kailangan tayo magtiis. Let's face the problem, but focus on the promises of God. So, see, Abraham believed that God is in control, that He will do what needs to be done. Kung ano sinabi ng Diyos, mangyayari. Romans 4:19, sa sinabi ng Diyos sa kanya, hindi humina ang kanyang panampalataya. Because kahit si edad ng matanda na, and he figured that his body was as good as dead. Let's say may edad na. But sabi ng Bible, Hebrews 11:11, it was by faith that even Sarah was able to have a child kahit si baog and too old. Palibhasa, inari niyang tapat ang Diyos na nangako. Mga kapatid, living by faith is claiming that God will fulfill His promise. Huwag lang ililihis. Huwag lang niyo siyang pagdududahan. Live by faith. Secondly, believe that God is willing and He is able to fulfill His promise. Hindi ka ganun ilan na, nangako na nga ako, tutupad pa ako. Nagkakabiruan ng mga tao. Several times, when we keep on trusting people, we will be disappointed. Again, do not expect all the time. Para hindi ka ma-disappoint, lalo sa tao. Even your families will disappoint you. Even the very person whom you trust will disappoint you. But God won't disappoint you. Pagtiwalaan natin siya. When we pray, we talk to God about our problems. But when we read the Bible, He talks to us about His promises. So keep on telling Him, Panginoon, this is my situation. Panginoon, ito pong aking kalagayan. Please, help me. God will help you through. Romans 4:20 and 21, sabi ng Bible, Abraham never wavered in believing the promises of God. In fact, his faith grew stronger na nagdulot ng papuri sa Diyos. Dapat ganun po tayo. Hindi man natin makuha ang gusto natin mula sa Diyos in our term, in our condition, kilalanin niyo siya pa rin nakaalam na lahat. Hindi tayo ang masusunod. Siya pa rin. Not my will, but His will be done. And then pag nagtiwala tayo sa Kanya ng lubos, ibinigay natin sa Kanyang kamay, isinurrender natin sa Kanya ang lahat ng bagay. Wala naman tayong magagawa, kundi gawin yon sa Diyos. Instead mag-bellyache, magreklamo, let's put all things in God's hand. Ang Diyos po naluluwalhati. At sabi ng Bible, at lubos nananalig na ang Diyos na nangako ay may kapangyarihang makagawa noon. Matthew 9:29-30, the Bible says, then He touched their eyes, according to your faith be it done to you. Mga nagtiwala na bulag kay Kristo, tiwala sila and they were able to see. And their eyes were open. You know why? Ephesians 3:20, God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. Tatlong bagay, believe that God is a rewarder. Hebrews 11:6, without faith it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. You seek Him diligently, God will reward you. God promises that if we seek Him and live in His righteousness, He will provide our needs. Hindi yung kapritsyo, hindi yung. He will provide our needs, and that if we find joy in His presence, He will grant the desires of your heart. God will never hear or answer the prayer of His people kung ito'y gagamitin sa personal na pakinabang o iayabang o ipagmamagara o ikapupuri ng sarili nila. No. God will never allow Himself to be used. But faith in God will humble a person. Lord, this is what we need. This is our situation. Help us. At sa taong kinakitaan ng Diyos ng kababaan ng loob, God will honor that person. Remember sa Genesis 45, hindi natin babasahin, verses 10 to 15, you would find here Joseph, after he was brought from the prison to the pit, to the palace, he was blessed, but bago nangyari yun, binenta siya ng mga kapatid niya, kininggitan siya, binenta siya. And he became a slave, and he was accused of the very thing na kinamumuhian niya. Then he was put in prison, and then he was able to get out of the prison. Dahil tinulungan siya ng Diyos to tell the truth and help the employer. Then he became a worker in the palace. And then nung maganda na buhay niya at ang mga kapatid niya sa kanyang lugar ay nabubuhay ng kahikasan. Sobrang hirap, sobrang tagutom at they decided to seek help kung saan. Nalaman ni Joseph, then they called him. At di siya napakilala na una. Then finally, after many testings and then he was able to reveal himself. Nung andun na sa halos wala na magawa yung magkakapatid at natatakot na sila sa parusa sa nangyaring hindi maganda, then Joseph revealed himself, "It's me, your brother." Dinala kayo ng Diyos dito para makaahon kayo sa hirap. Dinala ko ng Diyos dito na you meant it evil but God meant it for good. Hindi ako magiging mapaghiganti sa inyo although I have all the authority to get even. Hindi ako yung tipong gagantihan kayo para ipakita sa inyo ang put ko. No. Again, his faith in God made him humble. And then he blessed them. So much blessing na sila nabuhay na masagana sa panahon ng taghirap. Mga kapatid, when we live by faith, even these trying times, just keep on trying, keep on trusting. God will never leave you. In these trying times, keep on trying. Mabubuhay tayo na may katagumpayan. Si Joseph, being so great during that time, pwede yung may pagmalaki kanya accomplishment, but he did not. Dahil masamang attitude ang gayong ugali. Pagka ang tao po ay umangat sa buhay at ang isip ay gumanti, paghigantihan at pagmalakihan at tablahin at ipamukha sa mga tao na nangampi sa kanya, you are on a very terrible shock. Hindi kayo magiging mabuti later on. Greatness comes in the sweet spirit of humility and forgiveness. Lalo na sa mga nangampi sa atin. It's just normal to get even. Pero it's godly. Alam niyo, to live in humility. Joseph sets before us a noble example. He was forgiving. He was generous in mercy. It takes God to make the heart right. Diyos ho nakapagpatino ng kanyang isipan at puso. So if I have a right attitude, I will look at life heavenly. But if I have a wrong attitude, I will look at life humanly. Kaya nga, laging himutok, angil, konsumisyon, pati ibang tao, kinukonsumi natin, hinihila natin sa pag-atungal, then magkakasama na nagngangal-ngalan, wala na-accomplish, nagkasakitan, walang na-accomplish na matino. When in fact, they could just trust God and help one another. The real beauty of Joseph's life is he represents gratefulness. He represents godliness. His life of faith taught him several things. One, sabi niya, when I'm able by faith to see God's plan in my life, my attitude will be right. So he prayed, Lord, help me to see by faith your plan. And so ang ganda ng naging trato niya sa mga kapatid. Their lives were saved sa drought and even yung kalantatay. And by faith, God was shown in his life. Nakita niya rin ng Diyos sa kilos niya sa kanyang buhay. Tandaan niyo, a positive theological attitude will do wonders for your geographical latitude. Ibig sabihin, tamang pananaw niyo sa Diyos, tamang pagtitiwala niyo sa Diyos, anumang sitwasyon niyo sa lugar ninyo ngayon, it will be just fine. Secondly, sabi ni Joseph, when I am able by faith not only to see God's plan, when I am able by faith to sense God's hand sa aking kalagayan, ang attitude ko will be right. Sabi niya, I don't even begin the day griping. I don't even say, bakit ako nalagay dito sa sitwasyon? Wala siyang sinisini naman. Hindi siya naghimutok. Instead, he just believed that God is with him all the way. Kaya nga sabi nga ng Bible sa Genesis 45, sa mga verses doon, God was with Joseph. and God was with him. God was with Joseph and God was with him. Yun ang sikreto po ni Joseph. God was with him. Thirdly, sabi ni Joseph, "When I am able by faith to accept both location and situation is good, my attitude will be right." Winalang nga siya ng kapatid niya, binaboy siya, siniraan siya sa tatay niya, tatay nila, pinagsiltaan, pinag-imbitahan na kung ano-ano. Sabi ni Joseph, in return, God meant it for good. Sa tingin nyo, inapi kayo, winalang nga tayo, we were mistreated. Gatmari kung mapipigil yun man, do not get even. God will make it for good. Joseph shows us the only way to find happiness in this grind of life is to face it by faith. So yung buhay na puno ng pagtitiwala sa Diyos means that all the difference, ika nga, kung paano natin titingnan at pananaw meron tayo sa buhay na ito. So, the challenge is, again, walk by faith. Isang pastor, ang hininga ng payo ng kanyang mga miyembro, and they were asking for prayer na matanggap sa trabaho. And then, sabi ng pastor, sige, mag-pray tayo. Then, ano bang trabaho ang target ninyo? Isa't isa, wala pa. Have you prepared your resume, your CV? Hindi pa po eh. Okay, and then you want me to pray and magkatrabaho kayo? Yes. Wala kayong CV, wala man lang kayong plano kung anong gusto yung trabaho? Sabi ng pastor, I hope you don't mind, you will remain jobless for quite a while. Gusto niyo pa na magkatrabaho, wala kayong inihandang resume. Gusto niyo magkatrabaho, wala kayong in-applyan kahit sa isa. The old motto of soldiers during the Revolutionary War, nag-a-apply sa ating buhay ngayon. Ano yung motto nila? Trust God, but keep your powder dry. Ibig sabihin, place your life sa kamay ng Diyos, siyang dapat, tunay at tapat, but stay and get ready to do something. Huwag nakahalukip-kip at naghihintay ng mangyayari. Mga kapatid, do something. Do all that you can to be prepared for the battle. Tandaan nyo, ang ultimate outcome nasa kamay pa rin ng Diyos. Pero prepare for the battle. Keep your powder dry. And to walk by faith does not mean you stop thinking. Ulitin ko, ang nabubuhay sa panampalataya, hindi nangangahulugan, wala kang gagawin. Kilos tayo. Isip tayo ng dapat ipinagagawa ng Diyos gawin natin, hindi nakapulang, naghihintay ng mangyayari. No miracle would happen. Pagtiwalaan natin ng Panginoong Diyos, meaning, hindi ka magiging tamad, hindi ka magiging apathetic, because ganung attitude is a distortion of biblical faith. Tayo, kayo at ako, ay dapat ipagkatiwala sa Diyos ang lahat ng ating pangailangan. But that is no license to spend foolishly pag pinagpala ka ng Diyos. Nagpapalaan ako ng Diyos, God will provide. Gastos dito, gastos doon, lakwatsa dito, lakwatsa ron. Hindi po ganun ang Diyos ng ngusinte ng bulaksak sa buhay. And then you drive happily, yabang-yabang sa kalye. Drive ka because God will save me, God will protect me. No. Hindi po nangungusinte ang Diyos ng kamote sa karsada. Nasa sagasaan ng ulo, namamatay sa karsada. Ang mga hambog at mayayabang. God will give me good health. That's why wala kang tigil kaiinom, kabibisyo. Again, hindi po kukonsinti ang Diyos ng mga, excuse me, gunggong sa buhay. Hindi po pagpapalain ng Diyos ang tamad, bulaksak, pabaya, at walang pakialam sa buhay. God will bless those who trust Him and living humbly. Tandaan natin, acting foolishly or thoughtlessly and expecting God to bail you out of things is not faith at all. That is presumptuous. Ang karunungan nagsasabi sa atin, you can do all you can within your strength, but then trust God to do what you cannot do and trust God to accomplish what you cannot accomplish. Tandaan natin palagi, faith and careful planning dapat magkasama palagi. Acting foolishly, then expecting God to bail you out. Hindi po faith. It's kayabangan. But living by faith will help us to overcome. Matthew 11:24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. So do you want to overcome the world? 1 John 5:4. Live by faith. It is the faith that overcomes the world. It's the faith that the medium of exchange in the kingdom of heaven. And that's the reason Christ said sa dalawang bulag, according to your faith be it unto you, because they trusted Him. Matthew 9:29. So your faith is the measure of your victory. So all of the things grace provides comes to us by faith. Romans 1:17, for therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. There was a story of a big fire na nangyari sa isang squatters area. And so thick yung usok na talagang hindi magkamaya kung anong gagawin ng mga tao. Then dumating ang tatay, naalala niya kaya anak na doon nag-isa, punta siya sa dako ng kanilang bahay. At nakita yung naglalagalog talaga. At may nadidinig siya sumisigaw sa may bubong, tatay, tulong, daddy. Ganyan siya. Alak sa usok, sabi mo, nadidinig ng tatay sa niya, anak, andito ko. Sabi niya, hindi kita makita, daddy. Ang lak sa usok, anak. Kasi inaaninag ng tatay yung paligid, inaaninag. From time to time, yung hangin, nawawala yung usok. Anak, nakikita kita. Daddy, hindi kita nakikita. Sabi, wala tayong choice, anak, wala tayong choice. Makinig ka, pakinggan mo boses ko, nadidinig mo ako. Opo, nadidinig kita. Pero hindi kita nakikita. Okay, anak, pakinggan mo ako. Okay, sundin mo sasabihin ko. Opo. Anak, talon. Sabi ng anak, dati hindi kita nakita. Anak, basta sundin mo boses ko. Gawin siya, sabi ko, nakikita kita. Talon. And then he jumped. And he was saved. Hindi man natin nakikita yung paligid natin. Laging mausok. Laging madilim. Laging konsumisyon. The only weapon we could do, arm us with faith. Pagtiwalaan natin ng Panginoong Diyos, ilagay natin sa Kanyang kamay ang lahat ng bagay na diyan natin kayang gawin. And as long as we live by faith, serve Him. Do what you can and let the rest to God. Pagpalaitan ng Panginoon at tulungan na maging matapat sa paglilingkod, maging matapat sa pagtitiwala. Please keep praying for our Squad 240. Si Patrolman Reginald de la Cruz, Patrolman Francis Legardo, Police Staff Sergeant Adio Burgess, pray for Police Master Sergeant Fernando Datig, Police Master Sergeant Rudolph Cesar Ramos, ganyan din sa amin sa panalangin si Police Master Sergeant Ryan Garcia, si Police Senior Master Sergeant Will Ray Guillermo, sa amin niya po sa panalangin si Police Senior Master Sergeant Carlito Mendoza Jr., ganyan din po ang aming Assistant Squad Leader, si Police Executive Master Sergeant Joseph Aquino, and ang aming Squad Leader na si Police Major Romeo de Guzman. Please include the family of Major Dale Allen Batley sa ating panalangin. God bless us all, and you stay safe. Until next time, God give you peace. Salamat po.